and welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Never Second Rome, where we're in what I'm going to call Act 8. The game calls it Part 8, but not confused with the video parts. I'm going to call this Act 8. We're in Act 8. Last video, we just finished the training phase. Now we're going to move into the story for Act 8. We had a little bit of opinion from Positive Administration. After the annihilation of the 15 cohorts this winter, the proconsul sent 3 legates to Gallia Cisalpine on the other side of the Alps to bring in more fresh troops. A new legion was raised, named the 14th, in memory of the one that was destroyed by Ambiorix. 2 more legions he borrowed from Pompey, the 1st and the 15th. This is a good sign. Whatever pact Caesar and Pompey have, it is still holding, despite the loss of the family bond between them. They still need each other, and Crassus, to keep the most powerful families in the Senate at bay. The specter of the Civil War seems to be receding. As he always does at the beginning of each spring, Caesar summons a general council of all the tribes of Gallia. Most delegations come, but the absence of Senones, the Carnutes, and Treveri stands out. In the meantime, the new 14th has reached you. The 1st and the 15th are on their way. It must be evident to the leaders of the Gauls that if events are left on their present trajectory, Gallia will soon be absorbed into the Republic. The Senones and the Carnutes are tribes of Central Gallia, an area that maintained good trade relations with Rome even before the circumstances that brought you here. Unlike the Belgae, its inhabitants have never acted in open conflict with Caesar in the past few years. The proconsul leads all available legions, the one you belong to, and 6 more, into the territory of the Senones. You march so quickly that you arrive before their new leader, Accio, could complete his plan and move the population to the safety of the strongholds. They can only surrender. From the mediation of the Aduini, Caesar accepts and takes 100 hostages from the local aristocratic households without bloodshed. The hostages are entrusted to the Aduini themselves. These developments encourage the Carnutes to seek a similar agreement. This time it is the Remi who will intercede on their behalf. With the matter solved, the council is concluded in Lutinia, city in the Parisi. It is a appealing place with a stronghold sitting on an island in the middle of the river of the Seine. But it's soon time to leave. Now that you no longer have to watch your back, Caesar wants to concentrate on dealing with the Ambrox and with the Trevini. The killing of the Utimarius did not make the Trevini abandon their purposes. Their absence at the council speaks for itself, and according to several reports, the envoys have been busy beyond the Rhine, which runs along their eastern border, trying to recruit help from the Germanic tribes, unsuccessfully, for now. Labienus is still in the territory of the Single Legion, though he also has a strong cavalry contingent. Caesar sends the baggage train to him with 2 legions as escort. Your 11th and the 11th and 4 more will remain with the proconsul. He leads you towards the region of the Menapi, who lived at the northeastern extremity of Gallia, close to where the Rhine flows into the ocean. Marshlands and wooded areas are abundant in their land. They were part of the original Belgae coalition that declared war on you 4 years ago, and are the only tribe that can boast to have never sent ambassadors to speak with Caesar. Whenever your elements of your army arrive to engage them, they use the inaccessible nature of the ground to find shelter and avoid direct confrontation. During a break, some of your soldiers are discussing the possible reasons for this objective at this particular time. Intellect, join the discussion, or stand. We'll use the intellect. We succeed the check. Ambiorix, the leader of the Caesar, is determined to capture, and his people, the Urbrunes, live just south of Menapi. They are on very good terms. Ambiorix does not have a large army. If you march directly against him now, he would refuse to fight and find refuge in the difficult ground of his allies. You must deprive him of his easy way out, gaining 5 opinion of the troops, because basically I think we're explaining this to our troops. The Menapi, you have been told, can only field a few thousand men. As soon as you approach the territory, they refuse the suicidal straight fight with 5 legions and retreat deep to the marshy regions of their country. But unlike previous times, Caesar is determined to go all the way. He divides the army into 3 groups, each designated to penetrate a different sector, overcome every natural obstacle by works of engineering, and ensure there is no place safe from his reach. Since the last part, there's been some minor reworks to strive for superior quality and push your men to work better. That makes this a little bit harder. So we're going to press men to work harder for one turn here. We're then going to strive for a little bit of superior quality. And then I think we're mostly just going to push to get it done. So as you get closer to the end, now pressing for superior quality is less beneficial, is probably a good way to put it. And then pushing your men to work faster also gets worse the more you do it. Is how it's now balanced. But that was a balance change since the last one. So if you were to succeed on the roll, we'd complete, or we can just do 2 normal ones. Okay. So we got some quality bonus because I did superior quality earlier on, and we still managed to finish on time. So plus 10 opinion with Caesar. The bogs and the insects engender miserable working conditions. I'll bet your men are wary not to complain too much when you are within hearing distance. Apparently we have a decent amount of integrity about us, and they know not to complain to the guy who gives all the integrity. In spite of the difficulties, you advance much faster than Menape expected, capturing people and goods. Immediately after a raid, a soldier's entry is brought in front of you. He has been caught stealing jewels from a group of prisoners. This is strictly forbidden. All the spoils must be shared with the Legion. No, we have integrity. We're not gonna steal from the stealer. No, he will be court-martialed. You've taken the thief into custody. The tribunes will judge him when the situation permits. You doubt he will be sentenced in death. Anyway, you need the manpower to deal with the current situation. Most likely, he will be flogged and fined. More integrity for us. Realizing that not even the marshlands that have protected them for generations can keep them safe from Caesar and his army, the Menape surrender. Again, Caesar decides to show clemency. He takes hostages and warns the defeated tribe never to welcome Amberix and his followers into the land. Atterbrett's auxiliaries are left in the area to keep an eye on the Menape, while the rest of you follow the proconsul to the country of the Treveri, where the general up here that we were talking about earlier is located. Here you learn that Labienus, reinforced by the 2 legions that have been sent to him after the council, has defeated local rebels once again. This time, he inflicted heavy losses as the enemy fled the battlefield. With his army reunited, Caesar wants to dissuade the Germani who live on the eastern side of the Rhine from entering Gallia, and to ensure that Ambervix will not find shelter among them. He orders the building of a new bridge over the large river. Once again, we're off to constructing. Oh, and we succeeded on our bonus production check there. A little bit ahead of schedule, so we'll actually quite ahead of schedule. We'll take 2 security qualities there. We're ahead of schedule again. Not that far ahead of schedule, though. So I can either complete now or get more quality. I think it's just going to be better to get the 1 turn of early. 12 opinion bonus, both for being early and the superior quality bonus. There we go. There are no new solutions to invent. What was learned 2 years is enough. This time, the completion of the bridge only takes a few days. Most of the army crosses the bridge, although, unlike last time, your cohort remains with Caesar. Nothing much happens. Your local allies inform you that the powerful Suebe, who live farther east, were about to send reinforcements to the rebels. However, after several days after your arrival, the Suebe assembled an army and relocate you from the forests, daring the proconsul to move against him. Caesar has no intention of risking an adventure so far away from a reliable supply line. Satisfied after proving that he can reach this land whenever he wants, he leads your armies, or leads you back across the river. He has the eastern portion of the bridge destroyed, and a 4-story tower built at the end. 12 cohorts are selected to garrison the crossing. You march unopposed for hundreds of miles through the territory of the Nervini and the forests of the Ardennes back to the region of the Nervini. In the harvest season, the ideal time to launch a decisive attack against Ambrux and his tribe, the Urbinese, all the auxiliary cavalry is sent ahead with orders never to light campfires to avoid detection. You are now 10 legions with the proconsul. The 1st and the 15th, borrowed from Pompey, have joined you. When the messengers come back from the cavalry, word spreads quickly. After capturing prisoners near the border, they learned of Ambrux's location. They immediately raided the place, but the rebel was able to escape. He had no army with him. His associates, Catuvolcus, who was shared the leadership of the units of Ambrux, killed himself with poison extracted from the leaves of the yew tree. So his sort of co-general has killed himself rather than be captured. Knowing that your vengeance was coming, the warriors of the Urbinese have dispersed. You march to Atakutu, Tuca, the former camp of the destroyed 14th, which is still intact. Legate Cicero, your former commander, is left there with the new 14th and all the baggage. The remaining 9 legions are divided in 3 groups under Labienus, Trebonius, and Caesar himself. The objective, to hunt down Ambrux and his followers. Your legions among the 3 under the direct control of the proconsul, and you move to the heavily forested area of the Ardennes. The terrain here is unsuitable for moving in large units. You have to design in small groups in order to hunt for scattered bands of rebels. You're guiding one such a group as you search for a possible hideout. You eventually find a quarry and observe them from a distance. The approach to their hideout lacks cover. They see you before you can surprise them. On the other hand, they have slightly superior numbers and ground favorism, so they might be tempted to attack you rather than flee. So I think the minus here is actually it's lower in the difficulty. Difficulty 6 lower because we have high opinion. So we'll renounce them, head back. This is just charisma check. We got enough charisma. We successfully do this. Your men obey without flinching. Basically, hey, I think we can basically bait them to an attack. I have the charisma to convince the troops that that's plausible, so they don't complain. You go back to your camp. The following day, you are patrolling a more open area next to a forest with about half a cohort. A consistent group of barbarians emerges from the woods less than 300 paces away. They are slightly more numerous than you. You see the glint of armor. Such good equipment is typical of a knight's retinue. The centurion in charge orders to form battle line. So I suppose if we had a higher rank, we'd be in charge and we'd be making that order, is what that indicator is there. We didn't have the rank to make a choice here. The Chronicus keeps playing the alarm signal, calling for reinforcements. You must hold until they arrive. Do we want to ask the gods' favor in the Pentateuch? Yes, that's what my money is for, apparently. An altar. Once again, Jupiter and Mars. We're going to war. We're going to battle. We haven't done Victoria, Fortuna, or Genus Loci, so we'll do Victoria today. Done. Cohesion, the enemy must be 1,500 or less. So it's a pretty similar fight to some of the early battles we've had. And we approach. We have the advantage over them. As 2 sides get closer, your men prepare for the javelins. Your command, the enemy likely do the same. Or we can throw in advance, taking advantage of my better charisma. Granted, this is a better opposed roll for the enemy. So we're more likely to take damage as well, I think. No, it would be even better likelihood that we do damage. So let's go for raw damage. We try to act in advance and surprise the opponent and succeed. 19 for the throw and fail it. Missiles fall far off target. With one of our notable guys bungling his throw, lowering his valor. Return fire. The return fire a success. We successfully managed to reduce the damage a little bit. Though we do take some damage. Determination, change by cohesion, damage suffered, yes. So they gained some cohesion, we lost some cohesion from the exchange of fire. Or some determination. We also have a determination. Yes, okay. Well, let's advance in a steadfast formation regardless. We failed to seize the initiative. They're coming in all out, so we just want to focus on defensive for the moment, I think. While they overextend themselves. We are involved in a fight. This guy's actually pretty well armored. He fails his openings. Let's use our potential to intimidate. Fails. We're not quite good enough to hit. And the place where we have the highest probability to hit, which is the torso hit, is likely to bounce off the armor. So we'll go for a feint instead. And it lands. Damaging the enemy's stance, giving us a little bit of protection. Either by forcing them to recover, which is what they do. 18 for the feint fails. Still an 18 for the feint. And no dice. We rolled badly. He feints. Actually gets his off. What's we got +7 on a trick here. Let's do a simple. He resists it, and then we'll go for the trick. +11 on the trick. Get the trick off. There we go. Covering our stance at the cost of the enemies. Going to regain their balance. We got 17 to hit on arms while he's not defending. Or we can go for intimidate. Yeah, let's go for the strike while we're at it. Hard pressed. Damage! Drawing first blood in this battle. Always good to see. He recovers and forces to defend. We're going to go for intimidate and then just a blow. No dice. Fight ends. Clear victory, though not really real significant damage to the enemy formation. So spearheading with Dolanus. Steadfast attack. Man Dolanus gets involved in the fight. Against, again, still a fairly heavily armored guy. Okay, we're going to intimidate into a feint. Intimidate lands. Making the feint a little more likely to land, but still fails. Okay, they're going for an offensive focus. Double feint. If we get one off, we might get them to not actually attack. They're probably gonna... Oh, they go for trick, fail the trick, go for recover. Okay. Got +2 to hit. We probably want more than +2 to hit. +9 for a simple feint. +14 for a knock. Let's do a simple into a knock. Oh, he goes for a rebound focus. Okay, so we're going to go for some swings here. Oh, we only got -4 to hit with a swing? Okay, we're going to intimidate into a swing then. Arm swing, +1 the arm swing, and actually get to land it. 10 damage. Obviously, they go for the recover and go for a swing back. Actually, pretty heavily hammering their own stance with their swing back. 19 for the knock. Knock lands, and is effective. 27 for the arm swing, and lands, doing some damage. This is going to be our last round. No, we had already done that last time. Okay. We still did pretty decent damage. So overwhelming victory, which is also clear and decisive, but no kill. And we're involved in a brief fight. Potentially against someone we've already wounded, so good to see. And they've gone and exhausted themselves. They're one exhaustion level higher than us. Only +1 to hit unarmored portion. Getting an intimidate off. +6 is not quite what I want. I want better than that. 13 for simple, 12 for knocks. We'll go for the simple. Tries to recover, fails, recover, and the second one gets off. Simple feint. No dice. Simple feint. That one lands. Two failures in a row. 26 for a straight knock. Go for it. Yeah. Got 15 to hit. We'll try a hit. Land the hit. He goes for rebound focus. Okay. Go for an arm strike. Straight knock for 15. Resisted. We know he went for cover, so he's going to recover and get a full recover off. -2 for the trick. We'll try the trick. No dice. And this is the last swing of the fight. Get a -6 on reasonable armor roll. No dice. Clear victory, but not quite moving towards any kills yet. So we're going to maintain steadfast. I suspect they're about to move on to at least steadfast, if not cautious, to try to recover their imbalance. Fail to gain initiative. Continuing to hammer us. Their attempts to gain momentum fail. Their advantage in motility goes away. Okay, let's continue to be aggressive. We get momentum. They've dropped a very cautious. You know what, let's drop to cautious as well. We'll try to recover some more balance instead of being too aggressive. We don't know how long the fight is going to be and why we need to get them below 1500 till such time as we... Oh, they've come back up to steadfast. Let's go back to steadfast as well. Attain our advantage and do some damage. Blows landed. We get involved in a brief fight against the guy who we've already fought and is apparently significantly fatigued. Two actions for attack bonus. Making himself real open. Let's just chop out his arm. Darn. 34 on the trick, so that's a decent trick. And it fails. Well, boo. Simple feint. That lands. Resisted though. Second feint doesn't fail. He's going for recover. He fails his recover. Ours is unresisted, so we're going to recover, get back to full. 32 for a strike against a potential weak spot. Doesn't go through. On a knock. Knock lands. You know, we're gonna take that leg blow. There we go. Something that actually lands and does damage. Gonna try to rebound. We're gonna try to make sure he doesn't. Leg shot into a leg shot. Yeah. Oh no, end of the bout. Overwhelming victory, enemy still survives to fight later in the fight. we go into a disengage. Okay. Let's encourage the men, get our competitiveness back up. Get back into the fight. Involved in a brief fight. Ooh, Matt, the other guy, melee ruins his stance. Intimidate. Landing. -1 on the best one for bypassing armor. No, we'll just go for a feint then. No deaths. Successfully misled him. Not an opening though. He manages to recover in time. $12 to hit on something with a bypass armor check. I'm gonna go with a straight knock instead. Hit. Land. Decent damage, one below half. It's going for rebound focus. So this is our moment to strike. 20 to hit arm. Lands. 24 to hit arm. Defeated. He's got one action for that recover. The recover gets off. Yeah, we got a sure recover, so let's get up to 100. Well, we've got a good opportunity for it. Clear victory. Don't like the enemies maintaining the initiative quite so well. It's interfering with our ability to do any real damage to them. It looks like we got probably 3 of these combat rounds to fight them. So I think we'll be a little bit more aggressive this time. Now we've got an idea of how long the battle will be. That rolls, but no. Oh, we actually got the first kill. Enemy guy dies. We've got a grand fatigue advantage here. Goes into defensive focus. Start with Intimidate as a side effect. Because I'm pretty sure we're going to need to have to... Oh, 16 to hit. The arm is decent. We'll go for the arm hit then. $38 for arm. Now to 42 for leg. It's going for rebound focus. He's trying to get his stance back. Soft spot on the leg. Soft spot on the leg again. We'll go for neck spot instead. 53 on the neck. Oh, let's bring him down. $60 on the leg. Bringing him down. First personal kill of the battle. Crushing victory. trying out one of the other stances. So we're going to go in Fleet stance. Plays until he damages stance a little bit. Well, manage to damage the stance enough that it stays damaged. Go bluff again. No dice. Simple instead. Simple lands. Doesn't really do any stance damage though. Raised hit. Armor absorbs it. Do an armed strike. Hard pressed. No real damage though. And we got one more move. Arm strike. Lands it. Does actually some damage. I think I guess a rebound, but that ends the fight. Clear victory for Gabinius. Given the circumstances, I think they're going to swap to very cautious. We're going to swap it to fierce. Gab's back in the fight. We do have the fatigue advantage here. Does mean if we can damage the other guy's stance, we'll be getting pretty decent hits. Going to try to regain his balance. +10 on an arm strike's not bad. Anyway, he's going to recover his, and then we'll recover in response. Unless we got a really good trick. Yeah, no, we're just going to take the recover in response. Straight knock. Let's see if he recovers. Fails. +24 to hit the arm. Let's go for it. No dice. Try again. It's only +3 this time. No. Clear victory, but no real damage done to the other guy. Managed to keep the momentum. Getting another blow off, doing more damage. Okay, we got a guy with a significant fatigue advantage here. It's coming forceful. I think with the fatigue advantage here, we might actually just be able to go straight for blows. Oh, 14 to hit right away, of course. 9 for charge. Go 14 to hit. Arm swing. Lands, damage applied. To 32. We'll keep the reliable hits going. Going to try to regain his balance, so we're going to keep pressure up. Other guys in maximum fatigue tier. Much as he may try, he will probably not succeed at the maximum fatigue tier. Go for the neck. Head goes flying. Crushing victory. That roll. We're not quite in the department where we're going to get kills, I think. But the enemy formation is definitely heavily damaged at this point. What's 19 for the Feints? The Feints probably, well, I was about to say it's most likely going to fail, but then it promptly then succeeds. Okay. And no good hits there. Try another Feint. Oh, nice. The guy goes for a trick, fails, goes for recovery, actually exceeds the recovery. Got the mislead off. Not in positive territory on damage yet, so we'll keep trying damage the enemy stance. Misled him. He's probably gonna go for recovery. Doesn't succeed. And this is probably the last opportunity to try to take a swing, so we'll take it with a -10, even though it's probably gonna fail. Yeah. Honest victory. That rolls. No dice on actually killing anyone. We go for disengage. I can just recompact here. Longer than usual breakup, so we'll go for another recompact. Seize the initiative. As is often the case, I think we lose the initiative. That's fine. Our spearhead is engaged in a short fight. Coming in normal stance. Well, as healthy as our guy is, he's not super good for hitting in this situation. Yeah, you understands most of the way back. Okay. we could, if we really wanted that last one back, we could get it back. But I think we're not that worried about it. One stance is usually not worth it. Okay, that wasn't a particularly great fight. Okay, so if we want a fight, we have to go on the aggressive. And we go on the advance. Yeah, she got a +1 on the straight knock. We'll go with the straight knock. Lands and does stance damage. That one fails. Goes for the rebound. Don't necessarily got any great hits ourselves. We'll take the -2 to hit. No. +3 with the torso hit. Let's turn the straight knock. We'll go straight knock. Modest victory. Doing more damage. No kills. Both formations are fairly imbalanced. Disengage. I think we're going to go ahead and recompact the formation. This is the last fight. Either way, we're likely to lose the initiative, so we'll stick on Steadfast and keep the front defense. Oof, we have someone die. All our notable guys have taken up position in the back of the formation, except for us. So that's why I didn't put anyone on the spearhead. Okay, we have a fatigue advantage over the other guys, so let's push our shield push advantage here. Let's continue to hammer them. Push myself to the rear because I'm going to be exhausted. Yeah, if they're going to very cautious, we'll go to very cautious as well. Disengage, fight ends. We achieved the primary goal. We didn't exceed it by as much as I would have liked. And we got a bronze armrelli for our battle progress, I promise. This is where I'm going to put the first part break in for the stream, so if you're watching YouTube, there will be a part up tomorrow, unless the game ends. I know we are in early access, so I know the game does end before the story of Caesar ends. I don't know how close we're getting to the end. I think there's a couple more acts left, so there'll probably be a part up tomorrow. If there isn't, the video will keep going after I finish the outro. If you're watching on Twitch, I'm going to quickly check up on the family, but I'll be right back after that. So until the next part, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part. Bye for now.